Good morning. I am safely landed in New York, and hopefully we'll have more childcare options with my parents and my almost grown nieces and nephews and my sister around. So I've been trying very hard to build out the class in advance so you can see what's coming up in the second half of the class. For example, we have another paper already. It's a little bit longer and it's about allegory. I suggested that you write about allegory and specifically political allegory in the Hunger Games because I think there are some interesting parallels in the Hunger Games with the American Revolution and with United States international politics. You can also use Common Core documents to help develop your knowledge and expertise with the Common Core to create pairings between the Common Core and the Hunger Games. And I did a brief example of that on one of the discussions for Wednesday in which I looked at Thomas Paine's Common Sense and thought about that in comparison to Panem. However, there are Common Core readings that you compare with a variety of texts, and one that drew my attention was Waldo Emerson's essay on society and solitude, which made me think a lot about Christopher's musings on solitude in The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. So when I create an assignment, I tend to be very specific and prescriptive because for some people, you feel much more comfortable if you know exactly what to do and can follow a set of directions. It's like writers and students who write assignments are like different kinds of cooks and chefs. A cook very often wants to follow their cookbook and wants to have a close recipe with specific ingredients to create the perfect cake. Bake the perfect cake. A chef, on the other hand, might want to be creative and improvise and throw together some unexpected items to make something new and unexpected. So those are two metaphors or maybe even allegories for ways that you can come up with ideas for papers. So you can certainly just share your ideas. The discussion board this week is all geared toward developing this discussion of allegory and ideas for the second short paper, which is around 1,000 words, a little bit longer than the first. And you are encouraged to use material that you've started drafting in the discussion board in the paper. I know sometimes you're not allowed to use material within a class more than once. Certainly using materials for different classes is another story. That's self-plagiarism. But when I write assignments, I like to create a step of mini assignments, short assignments that help you build up to the longer assignment and help to develop so you're not left sitting in front of a computer screen with 1,000 words to write from scratch. No, we're using the discussion board and we're using our activities this week to help build up to crafting that longer paper to make it more thought out, well planned, and clear. So, for today, we're just beginning the Hunger Games and just having an informal discussion of the mothers, because why are the mothers all such losers in these texts? Do young adults hate their mothers? I hope not. And tomorrow, there is a question about motivating readers. But if you think ahead to peruse the Common Core documents that I have made links to and copied the documents of in the folders for Wednesday and Thursday, you can get a little head start in thinking about the paper that is due Sunday. Now, I'm starting to post the discussions daily. Ideally, you do your discussion each day, but then I have a due date about 2.5 days in advance of the actual day for the folder they're in. When you look at the Updates tab, it will tell you what is due that day. However, I'm not going to deduct points unless you're already getting into it deep with late assignments, and then I'll talk to you individually. But I'm not going to deduct points for things turned in late unless you've been warned or unless they're turned in after the week that we did that particular text. So as long as you get all of your work done for the Hunger Games this week, you'll be in great shape. However, the more you can do in advance, the better. And then next week, the fun continues with Frederick Douglass, and our activities with the heroic slave and with Frederick Douglass are going to build up toward our final assignment, which is a curriculum assignment. And I posted some samples and possibilities and suggestions for how to do that final assignment in advance as well, just so you know what will be expected of you for the rest of the semester. I saved a little bit of time in week 5 in the first week of August for us to finish everything up, because I know it's really hard to keep up during a summer course. So I didn't add anything new, but we might have some mini assignments to help you get to the finish line on time for the first week of August. So I'll have more about each assignment and each step of the Hunger Games assignment in daily messages this week. Like I said, I hope you have a great week, and let me know if you have any questions. Cheers.